Hey, I'm Tesla, a 25-year-old Latina in Texas, and I'm living on, I'd say, like a middle class income. I show you everything regarding my finances, mostly because I'm trying to make progress and then hopefully over the years kind of see my financial journey. So I have this spreadsheet that I bought off of Etsy. It'll be linked below, but it lets me budget by paycheck. And so I can see everything broken down just in the last 2 weeks of August if I want to. I'm only going to cover this really quickly because I'm more interested in seeing the month as a whole than just the last 2 weeks. I set up most of my expenses to hit at the beginning of the month in my first paycheck, so my second check is mostly free. In the second half of August, I spent about 29% of my paycheck, or that's about $670. And it's mostly just on like my electricity bill, transportation, and then food. Vested $650 or nearly 28% of that check. I saved about 43% of my last check or $1,006.36. This all sounds great, but we'd actually have to see how it pans out against the rest of the month because the first half of the month really wasn't smooth. So this is the month as a whole in August. Started my income. I made a little bit more than I estimated, which is fine because I really don't like to forecast too much and expect things that I'm not going to get. Firstly, I made $57.47 in interest, which is $7.47 more than I thought I would make. My roommate was late on rent, so I made $860 instead of $800. But honestly, even though it's a little more income, I really wish you just paid on time and then I could have had peace of mind over $60. And not to mention, that doesn't make up for the hotel or the court fees and that money that I lost out on that I talked about in my previous video. I did a little bit of a side hustle. I don't remember what I did for my client, but I made $6.75 more than I thought I would. I made more in cashback because my card offers me 5% cashback on gas and restaurants, which is a great combination because I eat out a lot and the gas is going down, but we know it's been more expensive this year. So I made $36.49 more cents than I thought because it would total to $56.40. I got an account promotion for M1 Finance, and then someone used my referral link for Fundrise, which was cool. So the cash never hit my account for either of those things, but I counted it as income because it automatically invested that money for me, and I wanted to count it towards my investments so the numbers even out. Fundrise and M1 Finance are linked below if you're curious. They are financial tools that I use. But I made a total of 500. I made a total of $5,290.42. So for investing, like I mentioned, because of those two things I got, I invested $80 more than I thought for a total of $1,380. Since my Roth IRA has been done, I'm just continuing on with my 401k and then doing after-tax accounts. I really wish my job offered an HSA option because I would prefer to do more tax-efficient investments. I don't think I have a very good 401k plan, which is why I don't contribute past the match. But I'm wondering if I should just contribute more anyway towards that instead of active tax investments. Even though I don't like the plan, I'm not sure. It's just something I'm thinking about. For savings, I saved way more than I thought. Over the course of the month, I thought I would be able to save $564.05, but I managed to hold on to $1,019.81, which is $455.76 over budget. The only reason I managed to hold on to that money, that extra money, is because I tried hiring some people for their services for my house, but they didn't end up coming through. So I kept that money and it'll just be paid, it'll just be withdrawn next month. So, like, while it looks good in the budget, I would have preferred to just pay for the things I needed and gotten that stuff done because I don't like the stress of it hanging over my head. So, just, numbers don't always tell you the full story, which is why I try to provide context. I put $827.98 towards my month ahead fund, which actually put me above my total goal for the year of $2,500, but of course it will diminish back down in September. I saved $25 towards my auto care, which is funny because my car actually got totaled like the day of my last video. So I'm going to talk about that later on when I go over my transportation expenses. But my auto care fund will be very interesting looking next month because I have a $1,000 deductible. I put $45 towards Chip's vet fund because I never want to be the reason he can't get health care if he needs it. I was pretty neglectful towards medical care at the beginning of the year, but I am starting to contribute again, $35.15. If you're curious how these numbers are formulated, my budgeting app, YNAB, does that for me. And then I also contributed towards my yoga fund, which was $86.68. This sheet also shows me my savings like as a whole too. And I can see here that I currently have saved $40,386.67, which is over my goal, but of course it will diminish because sinking funds, like that's what they're for. You put money in, you take them out, and they kind of fluctuate. It's kind of crazy for me to see that number though, because when I was starting my financial journey way back in 2018, I was basically making no money. I was living in dangerous neighborhoods because I couldn't afford anything better. And I just saved every penny I could because I thought my financial anxiety would go away with the more money that I had. But with $40,000, I still pretty much feel the same as I did with $1,000. Like, I still feel like I need more money, more protection. And I just don't know when that feeling is going to go away and when I'm going to need, when I feel like it's okay for me to stop moving the goalpost, because I still feel like I'm not doing enough, like I'm not being responsible enough, and like I don't have any options or any freedom. And it's weird because I realize how fortunate I am to even be able to work and to be able to save my money, because other people work just as hard as I do and they struggle more than me. And so, like, even though I'm grateful to be in a more secure place, like, I still feel like everything I have is just going to disappear at any moment. And I don't know when that's going to go away. But off the soapbox and back to the budget. So for debt payment, YNAB calculated that I needed to put $79.76 towards my credit card. So that's just exactly what I did. So that brings us to spending in August. For groceries, I thought I would spend $250, but I only spent $72.52. My freezer stopped working, and usually if I do eat at home, I usually am only eating frozen meals anyway, so like that was a bust. I am under budget by $177.48. For transportation, this is going to be a long one. I thought I would visit my dad because I needed to help him declutter his stuff, pack his stuff, and move, because my stepmom, and my little brother were what I consider to be illegally evicted from their home of 8 years. Personally, I want to do a class action lawsuit against his slumlord, but no one else seems up for it. My dad has a heart condition and he is way overworked. My stepmom is disabled. And my little brother is 15, but he's like mentally 8. And they're just, they're obviously poor, they're disenfranchised, and they don't feel like they have it in them to rally with their neighbors and take that guy to court. And once I got some quotes for some lawyers, I don't think I can help with that either. So, and it also sucks that we did not reach our GoFundMe goal for an RV down payment. But even though it was down to the wire, my dad was able to find a temporary place to live for 6 months, which is really good. I'm still safeguarding all donations, and the plan at the end of the 6 months is to still find an RV for them once they have a down payment. My dad thinks that at this new place, he can save $200 a month, which is like not nearly enough. So I'm worried we're going to be in the same situation, 6 months from now. And if it's just the down payment, like I can help with that. Whatever funds they need extra to reach the down payment, it would be stressful for me to let go of that much money, but it is doable. The problem is when you're buying something new, the down payment isn't the hard part. I don't think it's qualifying for a loan, and they don't have very good credit. So that's what I'm worried about. We could try to like get them a used RV, but when you're buying used, people just want cash, they want cash in the whole amount. And that's a lot more than just a down payment. And I don't even know if it's enough money. I don't even know if I'd have enough money to buy like an entire used RV. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I just know there are 6 months to figure it out. But anyway, I was not able to visit them and basically help them at all this month. I had budgeted $492.14, but I only spent $387.56, so I am $104.58 under budget. The first 2 weekends, I think they didn't need me. I think the third weekend I had to deal with my roommate eviction. Um, and then, oh, I didn't get to talk about this in my last video, but my car got totaled. Like the day that I posted my last video, there's been so much rain in Texas, and I got caught in a flash flood, and I have a car that's very low to the ground. So the water completely destroyed my engine. The water was coming up to my car door. I was stuck in my waterlogged car in the middle of the street, and I was blocking traffic, and people had to help me push my car out of the street. And I actually have a video because I was showing someone how high the water was, and it actually shows the exact moment my car shut down on me and I got stuck in the road. And I won't show it here because then you could probably figure out like where I'm located, but I was really scared. And so the next day, I scheduled a tow service to take my car to the shop because at that point I didn't know how badly my car was damaged. I waited in that car for 6 hours because that is how long it took for a tow truck to get to me. So I'm spending 6 hours in a hot, dead car in the middle of the Texas heat while it is once again raining. So it's also humid. So I can't even wait outside the car because it's raining so hard. And mind you, like this was a work day. So I was working on my laptop in my car until it died, but it was just like an exhausting day. And then it goes to the shop, and it turns out it doesn't even matter because it's a total loss. So now I'm trying to work with insurance to get my personal belongings from my car because my insurance bought my car for me and then they moved it somewhere like 60 miles away from me, really far away. I'm waiting for insurance to pay me out. They did give me a rental car, but they only gave it to me for a week, which is not a long time to find a new car. So then I had to spend one weekend with my mom driving around looking at used cars, and thankfully I did find one. I found a nice Toyota Prius. He wanted 11,500, but I had to talk him down to 10K flat. I'm supposed to pick it up in December. Anyway, my parents were obviously supportive of me trying to find a stable vehicle over trying to help them move because if I didn't have a car, I'd never be able to help them anyway. And, like I want to be there for people, but it's just like one thing after another. And I honestly am wondering if I need to move out of this city and if it's just bad juju for me to be here or something because, like, it's just too much. So, like, yeah, I am under budget in transportation. But again, I would have rather things have just been normal, that I would have just spent the money that I thought I would have and then not had to, like, scramble and stress because of other unforeseen circumstances. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am tired and stressed. For personal care, I spent $56.30, which is $34.30 over budget. I've been buying more sleeping aids, anti-stress gummies, and pills, medicine for headaches, and just stuff because I feel like shit. I think going forward, I'm going to have to put more towards personal care, like vitamins or something. Because right now I've been buying, like Band-Aids, but I can feel my physical health declining. And like I'm going to have to make a change, even if it becomes more expensive as the year goes on. Home care, I budgeted 420 and I spent 172.70, which is 247.30 under budget. I needed to repair my fridge and freezer, but no one ever like came out to me on time. So what I did spend was mostly like cleaning supplies, fruit fly traps, other stuff that I covered in my mid-month wrap up. Bills and utilities, I spent $1,607.41, which was $41.09 over budget. I really want my bills to never be more than $1,600, and I usually like it to be underneath that number. So I just like I know that bills are going up because of inflation and everything, but it's really annoying me. For dining out, I spent $236.38, and I was able to do that because I was so under budget in other categories. I was very stressed out, so I am over budget by $59.03. I did have some nicer dinner with friends, which I think, $50 dinners, like that definitely takes up the bulk of the cost when you think about like how most fast food is like $10. But for everything going on and for not having a working fridge and like having basically no groceries, I'm not gonna fret about that. For appearance, I wanted to get my face threaded, but I held off, so I was $30 under budget there. In my last video, I took my friend to a comedy show, and it was kind of spur of the moment. It is over budget, but I just think we both needed that, so no regrets there. Giving, I am over my giving budget by $5.23 because I gave away $55.23. I always like whenever I'm over budget in giving, but the thing is, like, that's still only 2% of my budget, which is like basically nothing. It would be really nice, like, if in the next year I could increase that percentage. Subscriptions was only $8.39, just like I thought, and then the lending was $19.76. I don't actually cover it. I let it kind of just like hang as credit card debt in YNAB, but it is still money spent technically, so I do put it in this spreadsheet. Miscellaneous, I am over budget by $4.40 because I spent $152.58, which is a lot more than other months. And that's because, like I mentioned in my mid-month check-in, I had booked a hotel because I was planning on seeing my dad, and he already sleeps on the couch in his own house, and I really didn't want to take up more space, especially with everything being half packed and half moved out and all that stuff. So, of course, I couldn't go, so I lost out on the money on that, but it's like, it is what it is. That is how it shakes out. That is how I spent 53% of my money in August, invested 26%, saved 19%, and then put 1.5% towards credit card debt. Even just talking through the month of August made me tired because August felt very long for me. So I just hope that it's like better luck in September, and I will see you shortly in my September budget video. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to show you my net worth, aren't I? Okay, we're gonna look at the month of September for my August net worth because September 1st has my August 31st numbers. As of August 31st, my net worth was $107. $107. My net worth was 100,000. $107,633.48. The thing is, like, I don't really feel good about that because it's like mostly my house, you know? Like, if my house were not included in this, I don't know what my net worth would be, but it would be like in the negatives and it would be very low. And normally I would show you my YNAB net worth, but because of the RV fund, it's like throwing off my net worth by a couple thousand. So if I showed you that one, it wouldn't be accurate. But if we look at the trends, I have it up between 2018 and 2027, so definitely some years away. But you can see my assets, basically increasing over time, and even before my house, they were still going up. My net worth is going up over time. You can see some periods where it goes down a little bit, but overall the trend line is positive. And then my liabilities are shrinking, and then I refinanced, but again, it's shrinking. So all the trends are going in the direction I want to see so far, and I hope it continues in that direction. So, okay, now I'm done, and now I'll talk to you later. Bye.